Okay, that's right. Hi, Pete.
Hi,
Here we go. Can you give me your full name?
Peter. E, it stands for Emil, E-M-I-L. Barber, B-A-R-B-E-R.
Okay. Where were you born, Pete?
Farrell, F-A-R-R-E-L-L, Pennsylvania.
Can you describe some of your childhood events when you were growing up before you went into the military? You worked at the family business?
Yes. I worked in my dad's grocery store.
You remember how old you were when you got drafted?
I think I was around 20.
How did your family members feel about that when you were drafted?
They didn't have any choice.
Okay. Yeah. And you were working at the family business when you were drafted?
Yes.
Okay. Then you went into the Army. Can you describe that part of your beginning of your military life, where you were inducted at? Oh, you're New Cumberland, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then you went through basic training down in Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
Right.
Okay. Then you transferred to a line artillery unit. It says right here.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, what kind of weapons were you trained on, Pete?
155 millimeter howitzers.
And you had
They're like I can't exactly describe it. The shells are about this long and about 5 3/4 inches at the thickest point. That's about it.
okay. So you learned how to shoot the big gun.
Yeah, but I wasn't. I wasn't the one that actually pulled the lanyard. That fired to that.
Uh-huh.
But I could do it if I had to.
Because you guys were all cross-trained.
Huh?
You were all cross-trained to do the other's job?
Right.
Right, okay. Then you headed up to Wisconsin to do winter maneuvers?
Right.
That was in Michigan, I'm sorry, Michigan. What was that like?
Cold.
Real cold, huh?
Very cold. Like I believe it was 40 degrees below zero at one point.
That's cold. Then you returned to Camp McCoy, Wisconsin?
Yes.
And then you left for New York.
Port of embarkation to ship overseas.
And it says here the ocean crossing was the USS Excelsior.
The boat.
Yeah.
Yes.
What kind of experience did you have on that boat?
I got very sick.
How'd you get along with your Army buddies on the ship?
Oh, okay. Just, I got sick or seasick.
And it says here you arrived in Glasgow, Scotland.
Yeah.
Were you glad to get off that boat, Pete?
Yep.
How long were you on the boat, do you recall?
I don't remember. You mean crossing?
Yeah.
I think it was about 7 days, but offhand, I can't answer that specifically.
And then you went down to near London and you bivouacked out in a Quonset hut.
Yeah, right.
Can you tell me some experiences about that, getting sick of the PX food and going hunting for good food in the English pubs?
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips?
I like that.
How would they serve it to you? I've heard stories.
And a little cone, like paper cone, like they put it in.
Yeah. Was the prices good?
Yes. Yeah.
And it beat the heck out of eating PX food, huh? Did you write a lot of letters to your family when you're in the military there at the beginning?
Yes. I probably wrote one every day.
Every day. That's impressive, Pete.
Did they write back? Can I ask questions to her? Did you get letters back from your family? Was that important to you?
Very important. It's important to everybody. If we had a letter, that was our connection with home. You know? Very, very important.
Did you keep any of those letters, or did your family keep your letters?
I kept them for a long time, but I couldn't keep. I couldn't keep traveling with them, and I had to let them go.
Right.
So now you're in England and you're getting ready to cross the channel to go to the mainland of
Europe.
yeah. So how was that crossing? Was that pretty exciting for you?
No, it's routine.
And you crossed on an LST
Landing ship tanker.
Yeah. And then you landed on Utah Beach in France
Right.
and bivouacked in Calvados, France.
Calvados.
How do you say that again, Pete?
Calvados.
Calvados.
Did you live in tents?
Yes.
How was the weather then? Do you remember?
August. I don't think it was bad.
That was in October of '44. So then it was time to move on to Germany.
I'm not sure. I think.
I got your chronological history.
Yeah.
here.
No, not
Oh,
that.
okay.
I'm not sure if that's a place that I almost burnt my tent.
You had a tent burning episode? Tell us about it, Pete.
I hope you weren't in it at the time.
Well, it was a pub tent. You could get out of it right away. Yeah, I remember that.
How did it catch on fire?
Uh, I think I made a light and used gasoline, and it kept getting higher and higher. I was fascinated by it. Went up and hit the inside of the tent, ricocheted down, caught the straw on fire, and I pulled off my jacket, I put it out, burned big holes through my jacket.
Lucky guy.
Well, no, I could have jumped out. The only thing I was worried about that if the Germans would have seen it, they would have bombed us. Other than that, I didn't care. I was in safety.
Good.
What were your commanding officers like?
Well, Captain Stanley, he was a Southerner, and he used to speak with a drawl, you know. And Captain Stanley, and who's the other one? Can visualize them, but I can't.
You want to talk about your Army buddies here? The ones you wrote their names down on the pictures?
Yeah.
Their names are at the base of the picture.
Patrick Ball. He was an Indian. Ray Strantz. Probably the smallest guy in the outfit. And there's me. And there's Miller and Massey. They were both close buddies.
Did they all make it out of the war?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you keep in touch with them after the war?
No,
No.
no.
Now, Pete, when you entered when you're in protecting force that protected the guys in Bastogne with your artillery, do you want to tell about this story that you wrote down here in longhand?
Let me see. That was in the Battle of the Bulge, December 1944 it started. They sent me out with a bazooka, or a bazooka rocket launcher. They sent me out to try to stop German Tiger tanks. It would have been a suicide mission if they would have come. And I remember this distinctly. The Germans were targeting that area, and like I dug one foxhole And and then the shell came over, and then I had to run and dig a second foxhole because what the artillery used to do, they'd fire over, under, and then for effect, they divided it in half. And I knew that that was coming, so I had to keep moving, you know.
You told me in an earlier interview, Pete, that the ground was frozen.
Yes,
It was very hard to dig.
very hard. And this was where I decided that I'd never depend on anybody else in the rest of my life, because instead of one of the guys sharing with me to dig a hole, he went in with two of his buddies, and I was alone. I had to dig my own. That's when I swore. I remember it was a night with a moon up. I said, from now on, I won't depend on anybody but myself. I blamed the sergeant for this because he could have said, one of you others got to go with Barber. He said nothing.
That's a powerful episode, Pete. Powerful event in your life.
Yeah, I remember we were so close to the Germans that I seen this red-headed, freckle-faced German observer about 100 yards away. I remember that distinctly.
He was pretty close, huh, Pete?
Yeah, he was close.
There you go. Yeah, they're all numbered. Excellent note taker, Pete.
Well, I wrote this stuff down over there because I knew that eventually I would forget it, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I wrote it down right away. And then I remember this, I was in this one spot and I got up and moved, and a German observer called on a sniper and put a bullet into Gibbons' neck. He was in the exact space I had just left.
Do you wonder sometimes why, that things happen that way? Like some survived and some didn't? Is it just the luck of the draw?
I guess you might say that, yeah. I remember when the Germans were coming and a troop was placing a machine gun tripod facing us. And I told the lieutenant, I said, I don't know whether they're our guys or not, but that man is placing a machine gun tripod facing us, and I'm getting the hell out of here. And jumped into my hole with Fuentes. He was a Mexican.
I remember you also telling me in past interviews, Pete, how foggy it was.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of snow on the ground and the ground was frozen.
And that fog just rolled in, like that.
So that made it more difficult to see who the enemy was and who your troops were.
Yeah, well, they didn't show, you couldn't identify them from even a short distance. You couldn't tell.
They didn't have helmets or wear uniforms, they just had coats.
They had all I know is that they come up awful close before we knew who they were. It's put here. None of them had their helmets on, and they wore long coats. And I remember I told the lieutenant, I said, I don't know whether they are our guys or not, but that man is placing a machine gun tripod facing us. I'm getting the hell out of here, and jumped into my hole with Fuentes. He was a Mexican, nice young Mexican guy.
Did they fire on you then?
Yeah, I remember I was up front with Fuentes. Had Germans firing from the front of us and our own troops firing from the back of us. I remember our machine gunner shot himself in the foot with his own carbine slung over his shoulder as he jumped into his hole. Yeah. See, none of the Germans had helmets on, and they wore long coats.
And our American GIs wore long coats too, didn't they?
Yeah.
So how long did that whole engagement last, Pete?
Not very long.
Couple days?
No. Probably be hours.
Wow.
And I remember I dug a hole just big enough for me and Fuentes to squeeze into. But it probably saved our lives that afternoon. A short time later,
So after this was all finished, Pete, then what happened?
what do you mean?
I mean, after the engagement, did you guys mop up, or did you pull out of the area, or you make it secure? What was the further engagement? What happened after the initial encounter with the artillery and the fighting, rifle shooting, and all that? What happened after that, Pete? You guys went on R&R?
No, if I remember right, they sent us and attached us to another outfit.
Uh-huh. So it's probably good to see some new faces.
Did you stay in France then,
After the war,
after this battle?
I
Yeah, that's neat. You told me in an earlier interview, Pete, that you guys went to the rear for some R&R in France. And then things like this started happening, where you found this place.
Yeah, that was Camp Wings,
Can you,
France.
can you show that to the camera, Pete? Looks like a DC-3, the C-47 as they
That's
call
a
it.
C-47.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and behind it there's a picture of a dugout, like a bar, after you guys drank a little bit of beer maybe.
donut dugout.
Donut dugout.
See, put that-
Yeah. American Donut Dugout. Beer bar. Then on the engine nacelle of the DC-3, it has last mission. So it was probably crashed there from the invasion.
Probably.
Yeah. And Pete, I have another question here. And it shows you playing an accordion.
Yeah.
Now, where did you learn to play the accordion?
Well, I learned when I was home. My brother took lessons, and then I picked it up on my own. And I picked up this accordion over there.
May 1945
Yeah.
in Dieters, Germany.
Ditters, Germany.
And then there's a real nice happy picture of you staying on, it looks like a balcony in your uniform, this one picture in Dijon, France.
Yeah.
You look pretty happy.
Yeah.
You're wearing your Eisenhower jacket, as they call that? Is that what they
Yeah.
call- Yeah, okay. Was that a hotel you were staying at, Pete?
No.
Just touring around?
Yeah.
And here's another picture of you with your name on your t-shirt, Barber.
Yeah.
That's another happy picture.
Did anyone give you a nickname while you were in the service?
They used to just call you by your last name. You know, they wouldn't say Pete. They say Barber. You know, whatever your last name was, that's what they called you by.
So it was time to come home, Pete. You
Pardon?
did 2.5 years in the Army,
Yeah.
and then after you did your R&R in France, where did you go next?
Do I have it in there?
Yeah, you have Belgium, Luxembourg, and I think you're heading back to the States after that. Yeah. Yeah, Luxembourg, Belgium, January 25th, right after the horrible Battle of the Bulge in December. January 25th, you went to Belgium, and then Luxembourg, Germany in February, and then I think you're heading back home after that, after you told me all the stories. And then you came home to your family, and do you remember where you were discharged from?
I should have it marked down
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah, you did some good note taking here, Pete. A lot of good note taking. The divisions you supported in your group: the 2nd Armored Division, the 4th Armored, the 6th, 11th, 29th Infantry, 90th, 84th Infantry, 17th Airborne, 101st Airborne, 82nd Airborne.
Yeah, see, we weren't attached to any specific.
You went where you were needed.
Right.
That's the job of the artillery, to support the troops. And it sounds like you got into some real tough stuff there for a while. But you have some hand highlighted maps here of the whole Battle of the Bulge thing.
Yeah.
And Bastogne was in the center of that was an area where the Army guys were trapped, and you supported them with artillery fire, right? And this whole pink area you outlined, that indicated the bulge itself.
Right.
All right, I'm going to show this to the camera. Pete kept very good notes the whole time he was in, and this is some of the comprehensive records Pete kept.
Did you have any injuries from the battle?
No.
Did you have frostbite or anything from the cold?
Yeah. My feet.
Is that pretty painful?
Yeah. Okay.
Here's a nice picture, Pete, of looks like you sitting there watching these guys play baseball.
Okay. And be truckling in Germany. That wouldn't be me there.
Oh, that wasn't you, but that was a baseball game that you photographed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a baseball scene that Pete photographed. Guys in well-deserved R&R. Would you like to talk about some of the artwork you've done, Pete, which is pretty nice stuff? Is that all right?
What's that?
Could I talk to you a little bit about some of the artwork you've done?
It's up to you.
Okay. Pete is a nice illustrator. He did portraits. I know are pretty hard to do because I do a little artwork myself. Here's a nice drawing. It looks like a watercolor that Pete did of a nice lady's face. Here's the finished product.
Very nice.
Good work, Pete.
That was done with transparent watercolor.
Transparent watercolor.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So when you came home from the war, what was that like? Did they have parades for you, or did you just come back quietly? And
I don't remember being at any parade.
did you go back to work for your family's business then?
Yes, I was intending not to go back into the business. I wanted to go into sign work, but my dad hadn't had a vacation, so I took over to let him have a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And he turned around and bought a property in California.
Oh.
So I got stuck here.
So you didn't have a choice, huh? When did you get married?
I never got married.
Oh, you've never been married?
No.
Oh. Were any of your brothers or sisters in the service?
My brother, Eugene, he was in the service. He went in before me.
Here's a picture of you and your buddy Pete Stankovic in front of the grocery store.
Stanovich. Yeah.
That was.
He just passed away recently.
Hey,
Yeah.
could you show that to the camera, Pete? That's a buddy of yours.
Yeah.
There you are, hanging in front of the store.
This was taken April 22nd, 1949.
It's a nice photograph. He was a good buddy, huh?
Very close.
Where was the store located?
Our store was located in Farrell, PA.
Here's a pretty happy shot, Pete, of you with a baseball team that was sponsored by your grocery store. Everybody has Barber written on their T-shirts.
I'm not in that.
Oh, you're not in that?
This is my brother, my late brother,
Uh-huh.
Eugene.
This is a softball team or a baseball team?
Softball.
Uh-huh. You guys have pretty good success with this team?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Now I have another picture here, Pete, of a sign. I know you did some sign painting in your life. Would you care to show that to the camera? Did you do that sign? No more 5 o'clock shadows. With our sharp razor blades, it's 6 o'clock scars. You made that sign? That's pretty cool.
What's this other one?
That's another sign you made.
Yeah.
If our toothpaste and our toothbrushes don't make your teeth sparkle, buy our scrub brushes, hard or soft, and lie. That's a pretty brutal sign. But you made these, huh, Pete?
Oh, yeah.
These are
See
cool.
my name right here.
There it is, your name right on it. What's this one say?
Bake good cookies with our baking supplies. If you can't eat them, start a rock garden.
That's pretty good. There's a guy there standing there holding his foot like he dropped a rock hard cookie and he's holding his foot like he's in pain.
That cookie drops and knocks out the cat.
Oh, that's funny. Then you got another one here. Don't fear flying saucers. Buy your wife paper plates.
Yeah.
So the wife is mad and she's throwing plates at the husband. And another famous Pete Barber sign.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a shot of the inside of the store where you had seeds around the checkout counter, and then a meat cooler behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, those seeds were on consignment.
Nice, Pete. I'm glad I found these signs.
How do you think what happened to you in the war affected the rest of your life?
Well, the one thing I remember that one time when we were supposed to pair off to dig foxholes, and I was left alone. And I remember looking up at the moon, and I said, from this point on, I'm never going to depend on anybody else but myself. I remember that.
So that's what you followed through your life?
Yeah.
I know a lot of men who came back from the war had a hard time talking about what happened to them with their family. Did you have that same issue, or did talking about it help you?
Yeah, I did. I didn't have any problem talking about it.
Every veteran's different, right, Pete?
Yeah. Well, it depends on the experiences they went through.
Yeah.
Say, for instance, you was beside a guy and he got hit and splattered
Yeah, that would affect anybody
it would
badly.
affect you. Right.
Well, Pete, I'm thanking you for doing this wonderful interview for your family. It'll go into the National Library, and we're going to wrap it up here.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for your service to our country. And thanks for giving us this wonderful interview. I really appreciate it. Peggy Dundar, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And Metal.